Well, I'm coming to you from our rental home here in Florida. We're going to be living here for this next 6 months. So although this isn't the normal studio setup, there is some breaking news I do want to share with you. So make sure you're subscribed in case there is additional breaking news. You'll hear it here. So it wasn't that long ago, we just celebrated the opening of Giga Austin, and this was a big event. Giga Austin is going to be the next generation in car manufacturing and is inspiring other auto manufacturers to change the way they look at designing and developing new cars. Of course, the Model Y out of Giga Austin will come with a structural battery pack and the 4680 battery cells. Now, with the opening of Giga Austin, there were confirmed deliveries of that new Generation 2 with 4680 cell and structural battery pack Model Y out of Giga Austin. And what we found out later was it was employees only that got their hands on that car. So although they did make deliveries, it was only Tesla employees that were able to get that car. So that was certainly disappointing, especially as we were watching and waiting for this new Giga Austin Model Y to start making deliveries. So technically Tesla has started deliveries, at least as of when they opened the factory during the celebration. Well, last night there is a little bit of a change to that because Tesla is now offering the Giga Austin made Model Y to customers. There are some caveats here. At least right now it is for local customers only, and you must already have an order in. So presumably if you were to put an order in today for a long-range Model Y and you live in Austin, you would probably be able to get your hands on one of these cars. As you know, the lead time is basically a year at this point to get your hands on a long-range Model Y. This new all-wheel drive Model Y, or commonly known as the standard range Model Y, will come with all-wheel drive. It's going to go 0 to 60 in 5 seconds, and it's going to have a reduced range of 279 miles. But keep in mind, that is with the new structural battery pack. And because these cars are so new and there's not enough of them out there, we don't know enough about what that charging experience is going to be like and what the real world range is going to be like with those new battery cells. The chemistry in those cells is different than what we have in the cars today and is going to provide quite a few benefits for people in these cars moving forward. The idea is these cars should be able to charge much faster. So although you are losing some range, you should be able to gain that range much quicker. So whereas the current Model Ys hit 250 kilowatt charge rate, they do taper down over time. So the 4680s presumably will be able to hold a higher state of charge for a longer period of time, meaning a much faster charging experience. In addition, these things should last for a very long time. So there's a lot of great things that come with this new battery. Now here's the details. At least for right now, you must be local in Austin or the surrounding area to have this opportunity. And if you already have an order in, if you go into your account, you will see an option to, quote, accelerate delivery. By selecting that, you will see the available cars in Giga Austin that you can select from. These are not going to be able to be customized, so you will have to look through the list to see which car you would prefer to have. Now, I would imagine this is going to update every day, and there should be additional cars in there from time to time. So if you're looking for a specific option, it should pop up at some point. We are seeing that there are even trailer hitches being installed on some of them. So it appears that all colors and all options are being added to these cars. Now, if you go with the induction wheels, you will lose 10 miles of range, which is a little bit less of a reduction than the long range all-wheel drive, which loses about 12 miles of range by selecting the induction wheels. So for those of you who have an order and you've got a long way and you live in Austin, you're going to be able to get your hands on this car much, much sooner than the current lead time for the Model Y. So is it worth it? That's really the question. Well, here's the thing. The price tag is $59,990 or $2,000 less than the long range all-wheel drive. That's 50 miles less range, 51 miles less range to get the Model Y all-wheel drive or the standard range Model Y all-wheel drive. 50 less miles, but there is one benefit that probably outweighs the rest. other than the battery pack itself, and that is the fact that you can get this car now. So even though the wait time is about a year if you were to submit an order, if you're local, you can get this car much sooner. It sounds like it's only going to be a couple weeks for you to take delivery of this car. Now that's going to go very quickly because everybody in Austin that has an order in is probably eyeing this right now and trying to decide if they want to do this. If I were in that situation, I probably would, because I want to see what those new 4680 battery cells are going to be like. Now, other than that, the value of it, you're paying $2,000 less for 50 less miles of range. That is not a great deal on paper, but you do get the newest technology in batteries, a longer lasting battery, but it is new technology, so it's likely to have some bugs to work out, which is probably why Tesla rolled out only to employees to keep everything in-house while they roll out this new Model Y. So since March, they've been making deliveries to Tesla employees, and now they're starting to make those deliveries to people outside of Tesla. Now, I would expect this range of people around the factory to continue to increase, so perhaps all of Texas will be next, and then they'll start to fan out to allow everybody to order this, but only time will tell how long that's going to take. But we know for sure this is a completely different model of the Model Y. It is the Model Y all-wheel drive, or as we like to call it, the standard range Model Y all-wheel drive. Everything else about the car is exactly the same, so you're going to have the same interior, same speakers, all the features in the car are the same. You just have less miles, but you do have that structural battery pack and those 4680 cells. So I'm very curious to hear from you. If you have an order in and you had the option to take delivery of a Giga Austin Model Y for $2,000 less and to get the 4680 cells, but to have the less miles, what would you do? Let me know in the comments if that's something that you would take advantage of. Again, like I said, I probably would, but it's because I want to know more about these 4680 cells. Eventually, it would be nice to know if these 4680 cells, what that timeline looks like before they start rolling this out to all cars of all trims. That is definitely the plan at Tesla, as demonstrated on Battery Day. So we know that's coming eventually. So it'll be interesting to see what the long-range all-wheel drive version of the Model Y will get in range once it gets these new battery cells. Now, of course, Tesla is very busy with the Cybertruck, and globally, you can no longer order the Cybertruck. You can only order it here in North America, so Mexico, US, and Canada. So I know there's a lot of work going on there, and there's several years of orders already in the queue. So there's a lot of work there, and that is going to take up quite a bit of the battery production at Giga Austin. So hopefully over the next several months, we'll start to get more of an indication of the progress as we start to roll into 2023, which is when it is expected to go into production. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel as we continue to post content regularly. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Bearded Tesla. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.